Hello, Aries. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing fantastic. I hope your New Year's off to a great start. Sorry for the delay in uploads. I just haven't really been feeling doing a reading lately. When it comes to doing something like this, I feel like it's better to wait until you actually kind of have the motivation. Or more like if you're really not feeling it, probably just don't do it. Alright. On the other hand, I'm using a deck I haven't used in quite a while for you. It's actually like one of my favorite decks. It's not even my favorite. Well, it's my favorite in terms of appearance, style, and feel. Maybe not so much in how well it reads, or how easily it reads. Another one for that. I'm not saying it doesn't read well. It's just not the best in my deck or in my lineup. Anyways, starting off your week. How you looking? Okay. Very apprenticey. Very sort of a new beginner, but passionate. Sort of putting thoughts into action, and it's new thoughts. Sort of it's sort of like you kind of have been inside of a shell. You know, take this how it resonates, but it feels like I've been inside of a shell like my whole life, and I'm kind of tired of sort of staying in the background, sitting in the corner of the room, falling off to the wayside. Like, I'm going to speak up, and I'm going to, like, hey, this is my piece. I need everybody to hear it. And that's kind of where you're at right now. Just speaking up, essentially. Letting your voice be heard. It's like you're kind of afraid of doing that. Like, a combination of not only afraid of doing that, but also it's just you're so out of your comfort zone that I kind of get the feeling that you keep doing things that as you look back on them, oh wow, that was embarrassing. I shouldn't have said that. It happens. It's a learning process. You're not going to be great at something you just first start out on. And when it comes to speaking up, when it comes to using your voice, chances are you're going to embarrass yourself a lot. Shit happens. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. If you feel like this is something you really need to be doing, keep doing it. Even if you're a little bit embarrassed sometimes, better to be embarrassed for like a week or so than to live with the regret your entire life. Okay? Okay. Alright. Let's see. Okay. So subconsciously it's really just the same thing. It's so you're coming from a sort of an emotional place, I guess. Like your thoughts are kind of being influenced, which I guess is really normally the case, but especially so here. Your thoughts are really being influenced by your emotions. It's sort of thoughts and actions, really. You're just kind of having really strong feelings about something and needing to let others know, let others hear. Like, whatever this is, you're very passionate about it. And even if it means making a fool of yourself sometimes, you're throwing yourself into this. No hesitation, it's just, I need to be doing this, so I'm going to do this. In your past. Oh, Major Arcana, how about that? Okay. So I kind of get the feeling that in your past there was a sort of downtime, not a downtime outwardly, but not inwardly. Inwardly, it looks like there was a lot going on here. There was a lot of growth happening. There was a lot of deep thinking, spiritual stuff, sort of kind of how do I get what's in here out here. Looked like there was a lot of self-study. I was going to say study, but it's like a self-study, sort of soul-searching. And I think generally you found it. You know, it's like it's a process. It's a lifelong process. You're always going to be finding yourself, but for the most part, I think generally you've kind of been shambling around in the dark, just kind of, you know, putting your hand on the wall, feeling for anything, and then, oh wow, there's a light switch. You kind of found the light switch. You're not out of the room yet, but, you know, it's like you turn the light switch on inside of an escape room. So, where once before you didn't even know you were in an escape room, now at the very least you kind of have some idea how to proceed. Even if you're still a little bit stuck, you're going to be stuck. I mean, you can be 80, 90, 100 years old and still not have completely found yourself. It's just life. But you're on the beginning of your journey, which is good. We like that. All right. In the first half of the week, I have not seen that card in a long time. I have really not seen that card in a long time. It just hasn't shown up in any deck. It's the Devil card. It's not a bad thing, necessarily. All right, first half of the week. Okay, first half of the week we're doing too much. So it could be possibly that what you found when you went inwardly was that you want to be like a helper, someone who assists people, someone who gives advice, helps people through their emotions, through their thoughts, just generally you want to help people with their hardships or just help people in general. But it kind of feels like in this first half of the week you're really overdoing it too much. It's to the point where you're completely forgetting that in order to help people, you're part of that equation. You can't help people if you can't help yourself. Like, you gotta make enough energy. You gotta leave enough energy for yourself to be able to do these things. If you're putting all of your energy into helping others, eventually you're going to burn out. Even if you're only saving like 15% of that energy for yourself, you know, at the end of the day, go home, unwind. If you like to drink, you know, have a glass of whiskey on the rocks, or if you like to listen to good music, listen to some good music. If you like to meditate, meditate. But just make sure you're saving at least some time for yourself this week. Don't just overdo it. Don't overburden yourself. Make sure that you can still help people. Like I said, you can't really help people if you have no energy left. If you completely run out of energy, you're not helping anybody. Make sure you have at least a little bit. Second half of the week. Okay. They're piecing together quite slowly. The second half of the week kind of it sort of feels like your passion, your investment into this is so extreme at this point that you're doing things that inwardly I think, wow, I really shouldn't be doing this. It's good to help people, And being a people pleaser isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when it goes to the extent of you're putting yourself in compromising situations, then it's going too far. You wouldn't help, like, okay, if you want to help everybody be a better person, you wouldn't help someone steal from, I don't know, anywhere, right? That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Not saying you're going to help somebody steal something, or not saying you're going to help someone break some laws, but it's to that extent. It's that extreme where you're just really overdoing it, really putting yourself in compromising situations, helping people with things that like, yeah, you want to help people, but you really shouldn't be helping these people with these things that they want help with. It's not good. It's like you're helping them with objectively bad things. That's going a bit overboard. All right. So as for what's kind of pushing you to do all these things, it's largely boredom. It's I've known a lot of people like this. There are people, a lot of people who easiest example I can give, a lot of people like to give gifts, they hate getting gifts. I'm that way. I like giving things to other people. I don't like when I get from people. There's a card in this deck that's like, release the stigma around giving and getting, give freely, get freely, that sort of. But it sort of feels like you've just kind of been living for yourself this whole time, and you're realizing that's not me. I want to help people. You could have been at like a I don't know, insert any very selfish job here. Now all of a sudden, oh man, I want to go join the Peace Corps. Don't take that and run with it. Actually think things through. If you really want to join the Peace Corps, go join the Peace Corps. That's an awesome thing to do. But maybe start small. Keep doing whatever you're doing, but go do some charity work. Do like a volunteer at the homeless shelter. Volunteer at the church's little food drive that it does. Whatever the case, just do small little things that help people out. It'll make you feel better, because it looks like you're someone that really just wants to help people. If that really seems like the case, but if that really is the case, little things, believe me, little things can make someone's day. Literally just walking up to someone and being like, I really like your style. Your outfit is awesome. Hey, your hair looks fantastic. I love those earrings. Nice nails. Little things like that. That's all it really takes. That can make somebody's entire day. I try to stay out of or in the house as much as possible. I don't like to leave the house, but usually when like those times where I would leave the house for extended periods of time, like I get into my moods, my little seasons. When I would be like that, when I do those things, I tend to compliment people on a lot, and to a lot of people it comes off as being very flirtatious. It's really not. It's just you look at someone and that is a nice outfit. Those are some awesome shoes, and you just feel the need to say it. And yeah, sure, even if it comes across as flirtatious and they kind of chuckle at you and they smirk a bit and you can tell they're judging you, who cares? It made them feel good. It gave them a bit of a laugh. Whatever. All right. Externally. Okay, so externally what's kind of pushing you on is it feels like you've sort of hit the end of the road. Like this cycle has gone on for as long as it possibly could have gone on. There's no more room here. Moving on is pretty much the only option for you at this point. It feels like I've been living for myself the whole time. It's time to help other people out. I wanna see people smile. I wanna hear people laugh. I want to help people have a good time. Help people overcome their problems. That sort of stuff. So again, this entire reading, this entire week is essentially just you really wanting to help other people. Again, don't overdo it. Don't help people. When you hear that little Holy Spirit inside your head saying, no, don't do that. Listen to it. Don't do it. In your hopes and fears, hopes and or fears, whatever. Okay. It's hope here. It's sort of hope that the decision you're making at this time is the right decision to be making, that it's going to pay off essentially. Like your motivations, your what's kind of pushing you right now is pure. It's good. It's not selfish, it's not self-centered. It's purely just you're here helping people. You want to help people. And I just see you being kind of hopeful that that's going to work out, that you're going to be rewarded for your pure desires here in your outcome. Okay. It's so starting off, you're going to experience some difficulties. Again, you're coming from a purely good place, it looks like. There's no ulterior motives. That's what I've been thinking of. There's no ulterior motives here. It's literally just, I want to help people. Starting off doing this, I kind of get the sense that you're helping people and they're kind of expecting the worst, or they're just generally giving you a hard time. Like, what the I'm helping you, why are you making this difficult? But despite the fact that it's not necessarily easy to start off with, it does kind of, you sort of settle into it. Sort of like being the new person at a job. You suck at first. You're definitely slowing everybody down. I'm not saying the help that you're doing is actually hindering, but the more you do this, the more work you put in, the more effort you put in, the more time you invest, you start to see it pay off. Sort of, you end up getting into this place where you are actually more than qualified to be doing what it is that you're going to be doing. You are, in every sense of the word, becoming this person that you want to be. It's just taking time. So don't be discouraged by the slow rate of growth to begin with. Yes, it's starting off slowly, but it's working. Even if it doesn't seem like it's working, it's working. What do we need to be mindful of? No, you know what? That's a hero's journey. You're a hero right now. Keep being that hero. Keep helping people. Big cards. Hard to shuffle. I will never understand it. Why? You know that people gotta shuffle these things. You know, like... Am I Shaq? I'm not. My hands aren't the size of someone's entire torso. Make these things smaller. Come on. Alright. Your hero's journey. Number 16. You're in great company. Pull back to propel forward. Do. I have a headache. Quote by Thich Nhat Hanh. Don't know how to actually pronounce that. Totally butchered it. Breathing in, I see all my ancestors in me. Mineral, plant, mammal, and human ancestors. They're always present and alive in every cell of my body, and I play a part in their immortality. Your message. Those who have made the biggest impact on the planet, in addition to feeling extremely passionate, felt resistance too. Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Harriet Tubman, Joan of Arc, Sacagawea, and Marie Curie are but a few. Every hero and shero in history has had moments of self-doubt, even paralyzing fear, before doing a courageous act that became their legacy. They felt the fear, but did what they were called to do anyway. For this reason, you need not be detoured when you bump against uncertainty. In fact, doubt helps to chisel the ego out of the way, which is key to accomplishing a mission of merit and becoming a channel of grace a higher purpose can move through. Know that you are in great company, and when you're ready, you'll get up and go, like the ones who came before you, upon whose shoulders you now stand. Mantra for the week. Like the heroes before me, I feel the doubt and follow through anyway. Alright, Aries, that was your reading for the 8th through the 14th. That part of the book, it specifies heroes and sheroes, like she-ro. Hero has never been... Okay. It's not, the word hero is not gender exclusive. We didn't need the shero there. Anyways, I hope it resonated. If it didn't, don't worry, it's not part of your story. But if it did, I hope it helps you with the week ahead. I do kind of hope it resonated because it's very good. Very admirable. Anyways, that's all for now. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Peace be with you. Until next week.